Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm WolfbaneGame, and in this video we are with Jack Attacks.
Hello.
And as you can probably tell by the title, this is the review for the 2019 game Remnant from the Ashes. So let's get started with the genre of this game. This game is a shooter-looter apocalyptic game where it's not zombies, it's kind of tree monsters named the Root. You are one of the very few survivors of Earth, and your goal is to rid Earth of these monsters, but to do so you have to go to other places in the dimensions, I guess you could say. On your journey you will find new loot, new armor, new weapons, new gear, and so much more to upgrade your character and your skills, which is amazing. And something else about this game, it does come with New Game Plus straight off the bat, but it doesn't work as well as other games. It actually builds upon it and makes it even better by instead of it being called New Game Plus, you can actually do New Game Plus anytime you want. You don't even need to complete the story. All you need to do is get to the place Ward 13, complete at least Earth, and then you can actually re-roll your campaign, and it will let you keep all your gear, all your weapons, and you can literally start the campaign from the very beginning, and you will have better chances of getting RNG loot that you didn't get the first time around. You can do this with any of the dimensions / planets you go to. Or you could do something called the adventure mode, which me and Jack did a bunch of. It allows you to basically do all the planets over and over again as many times as you want, but it's not the entire planet, it's only one small region of it. So instead of there being 6 dungeons, there's only 3 dungeons. You have better chances of getting the dungeon you want, or simulacrum that you want, or the book of Tome of Knowledge, whatever, and even the armor and weapons that you need to collect, you have better chance of doing in adventure mode than you do in re-rolling your campaign. Obviously, if you want to go against the main campaign bosses like the Undying King, the Iskall Queen, or even Nightmare and Hosgar, then yeah, you will have to re-roll your campaign. But apart from those, don't really matter too much. Once you start playing, you'll get a feel for the game pretty quickly. It is boring if you play alone. Play with friends, amazing. What do you have to say, Jack?
I love combat.
Yes, the combat is smooth, I must say. And if you guys are wondering, yes, Fennec Fire is a thing.
And with that gun that he's using right now, it actually does a lot of friendly.
Oh yeah, like this. Look at his health.
I was so close to there.
This is what the dungeons look like from the outside. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there is full damage. So yeah, the combat, it's actually one of the better combat you can get in shooter looters. So I'm really amazed at this combat. I didn't expect the combat to be this good when I first learned about this game, but it's amazing. You get special rewards for killing each boss in the game. I'm not going to spoil what they do or how hard the bosses can get, but that is one of the downsides, which we will talk about in a bit. This is one of the unique and rare dungeons you can get on Earth in adventure mode. This is actually our second time ever doing this dungeon, so I'm very happy. In dungeons, you do have a chance to get rare armor or weapons. This dungeon itself actually gives an armor set that we do not have. Awesome. But Like I said, everything in this game is RNG. Even the layout of the planet maps. So for us, it's like this, but for you, for instance, it could literally look anything else. There's a dude right there, Jack. Don't worry about him. He's a bitch. But no matter how many times you do adventure mode, the planet will always change. Even the campaign planet. Ours, we had to deal with a gladiator boss and the main boss, the church, and God knows what else. But other people have actually had to deal with a Divin boss and other things that we didn't even bump into until our 20th adventure mode. So, like I said, everything is completely different for everyone on this game. The stuff that drops is also different. So, it's kind of hard to look up a guide for Earth to find out something that you're missing out on, because everything is RNG. Nothing is the same for anyone else. So have fun finding things that you're after. We had fun.
Oh, we should mention fate.
Mention what?
What?
Mention what?
What is it?
You said, I think we should probably mention what?
Fate points?
Ah, trade points, yes. Traits. We don't know exactly how many traits are in the game, but as you can see, I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, fucking hell, 38 traits I have in the game, and I have spent a total of 363 trait points. Max level you can go up to is 20 for each trait, and for most of the weapons it's also level 20, and most of the armor is also level 20. Some of the weapons are only level 10 as max level, so those are fun. You've also got amulets and rings. Each one does their own unique things. Like the Mender's Charm, for instance, which is quite easy to get. You have to go on the second planet. I'm not going to say the name of it, but pretty nice planet. And I am going to mention one thing as a reference. I don't like sand. Anyway, so the Mender's Aura allows you to use a Dragon Heart, which is used to heal yourself completely. But in this case, it will also heal your allies as well, and increases all healing effectiveness by another 50%. Really good when you're going against bosses or the early game. But once you get a ring known as the Soul Link, which can also be found on the second planet, but only if you have the first DLC, Swamps of Courses. But this allows you to do summons with still 10% of the damage dealt and return it to you as health. Summons like the Beckon mod. We will talk about mods again in a moment. But once you get this ring, then this charm is basically useless unless if you're against bosses. So I would recommend using a different charm to go with the ring. I like to go with a Brutal Mark. But anyway, mods. So mods are powerful abilities, I guess you could say. Each one with its own unique thing that happens. For instance, Beckon allows you to summon a Wasteland Skull. Let me show you what that does. This is a Wasteland Skull. It will follow you everywhere and attack nearby aggressive or non-aggressive enemies. And quite a beast of attack. It does 145 damage per hit, unless if you have upgraded your trait to go with it, and then it goes all the way up to 350 damage per hit. Pretty good. It lasts 60 seconds. And of course you've got other traits, not traits, mods. We don't know how many are in the game, but we know we are missing at least 2. So there's at least 50, I would say, in the game. Pretty good. Armor sets, there's at least 15 in the game. Melee weapons, kind of basic. Most of them don't have mods to go with them. Only certain ones, like boss ones, do. even this one does, or a DLC one does. So kind of cool. And then you've got two other set of weapons. You've got long gun ammo weapons, which are your primaries, like this amazing fusion rifle. Not going to say much about this gun. And then you've also got your sidearm pistols, small shotguns, small bows, and whatever else. And then you have your armor sets. As you can see, each armor set has a bonus. If you have all 3 pieces of that same armor equipped, you have a very overpowered armor set. For this armor, which does 25% damage boost for continuous as long as you don't get hit. If you do get hit, then instead of doing damage increase, you will do damage reduction. So you'll take less damage for 5 seconds, and then you'll start doing increased damage to enemies again. So, kind of the best armor in the game that we've got thus far. And that's just because we haven't found the other armor sets because of RNG being so idiotic, which we are going to talk about in a moment. Now, those are all the pros and things we have enjoyed about the game. Bosses, yes, they can be challenging, but some of them are also very piss easy. So, depending on which planet you are on, or which difficulty you're on, there are 4 difficulties. You've got medium, hard, nightmare, and apocalyptic. Start off on hard, I would say, because you get special currency for doing hard that you will not get if you do normal. We found that out the hard way. And that's basically all I'm going to say about the difficulties. But yeah, so bosses, challenging, sometimes easy. Now let's talk about the cons. We know that this game is coming up to its 4th year anniversary. We get that. But it's no excuse for the network connection issues we have been getting. We keep getting disconnected. Basically every video we have had on this game, we've been disconnected at least once in each. Even recently, going all the way up to 5 times in one video. It's not acceptable. Sorry to say that, but it's not. Especially when we're going against a boss.
If anything, the fact that this game has been out for nearly 4 years, or just over, whatever it is, that should mean that we shouldn't be getting disconnected as much.
Yes, exactly. So, that is going to be affecting our rating for this game, I'm afraid. Just because it has been interfering with our immersion and overall enjoyment of the game. Especially recently when we've been going against the very hardest bosses of the entire game. Like there was this one point we were literally 3/4 way through killing the hardest boss we had ever gone against. And then we get disconnected and we have to start all over again. So, yeah, that's not good. And another downside is also the RNG aspect. Sometimes it can be good. Sometimes it's fun for it to just mix up on us. That's fine. But the fact that the developers thought it'd be hilarious to make the RNG so bizarre is that we've gone through Earth Adventure Mode about 75 times at this point, and we've only bumped into this dungeon twice now. And not to mention, there's another dungeon in the game we've only had once out of all of those times we've played this adventure mode. It's crazy.
Yeah, it can be very tedious.
Very tedious.
What we're looking for.
Like, there's a gun in this game. I'm not going to say what gun it is, but there is a gun that spawns on Earth and it's in one of the rarest dungeons, and I've heard people have done the adventure mode 70 times and haven't even got the dungeon once. We've been lucky and we've had it about 3 times and we've only managed to complete the dungeon once to get the gun. If you fail the dungeon and not go back to the last checkpoint before you complete the dungeon, yeah, bad luck. You've missed out on one of the best guns in the game. You have to try and try and try again until you get that dungeon again. So that is a big downside. I like RNG aspects in games, but when it's that massively down, it's not good. And this dungeon has one of the best armor sets in the game, and we did this dungeon before and we didn't even get the armor set. And that was our like 4th time doing adventure mode ever, and this is now our, I hate to mention what adventure mode. We've done so many planet adventure modes and only getting this dungeon twice now. It's like I said, it's stupid, especially if you're one of the 100% completionists. But that's the last time I'm going to mention RNG. Now, there are puzzles in the game. They don't even pop up on your map. You get close to it, you'd be like, okay, what do I do now? It's so hard to find the solution. Best way, Google Guide. Just type up what you think the puzzle is, or what planet you're on, and search up that planet and all puzzles solutions. You'll find it eventually. That's the best solution I can come up with. If you can't be bothered with that, then you might miss out on some of the best items in the game for not doing the puzzles. Now, I think I'm done saying all the positives and downsides of this game. Like I said, if you want to play the game, play with friends, because this game is boring on your own. And check every corner, because some of the coolest items can also be hidden in corners. So good luck finding those. And before I say rating, Jack, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, that proves our point about connecting.
Yeah, Jack got disconnected. That's cool.
My game just shut down.
Oh, so that's not even Game's issue. That's just his Xbox.
Yeah, I really love this game.
Yes.
It was a good shooter-looter for sure.
Okay.
So, what is your rating?
I'm gonna give this game a nice 8 out of 10. So, and that's even with all the RNG issues and the connection issues. That's how much I love this game. Story's amazing, DLCs are even better. Shooting, looting, combat, amazing. Even character customization at the very beginning of the game, awesome. Love it. How about you, Jack? What is your rating?
I'll go with an 8 as well.
Nice. That's 2 8 out of 10s. I hope you guys have enjoyed this relatively long but very descriptive review. And we did try to keep it as little spoilery as possible, but unfortunately we did have to spoil a little bit of the game. But it's not anything to do with main story, so you should be fine with that. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the walkthrough. If you did watch it, if you did, thank you. If you didn't, go check it out. And if you don't want to because you want to play the game yourself, I hope that this review has helped make your decision easier. And until the next video, WolfbaneGaming and Jack Tax, signing off.